In a video I made earlier this year, I noted that it's been 10 years since Dragon Age Inquisition was released, and I hoped that Dreadwolf would be released this year. Well, Dreadwolf isn't happening anymore, because it's called Veilguard now. With its release only days away, here are a few things that I, as an Inquisition player, am excited for. I'll also talk about the impressions of a couple of YouTube creators who were able to play Veilguard early. First off, Varric is back. This sharpshooting dwarf was a Viscount of Kirkwall as of the Trespasser DLC, and with him and Bianca defending my sorry ass many times in Inquisition. Plus his brilliant conversation skills, he is one of my favorite Inquisition companions, and I'm glad to see this old friend. Next, Scout Lace Harding is also back. This NPC from Inquisition was responsible for introducing you to new areas of the game. When you talk to her, her optimism in the face of a literal falling sky shines through. I thought it was a shame that she wasn't a playable character in Inquisition. I think she would have had mad stealth skills since she's a scout. I'm looking forward to having her by my side in Veilguard. Of course, a new Dragon Age game comes with a new cast of characters. Your playable character is named Rook, which is an interesting choice of name. As Jackdaw's channel already speculated, a rook is a chess piece resembling a castle tower and suggests a connection with Solus. I would like to add that Rook is also the name of a bird which is biologically related to crows. So maybe there's a backstory with the Antivan crows here? I'm just guessing. As Rook, you will meet new companions representing the different factions of Thedas. I'll highlight a couple of the companions here. One is Nev Gallus, a Tevinter Ice Mage. She does not believe in the superiority of mages. A humble Tevinter mage? How refreshing! Fun fact, Nev's name is spelled like the Portuguese word for snow, quite fitting for an ice mage. Another new companion I'm excited about is Tash. She seems to have the same enthusiasm for dragon hunting that Iron Bull does. Whether she'll also be fun in a weird way or weird in a fun way, just like the bull, we shall see. Wolfheart FPS is one of the lucky creators who has played Veilguard early, and what he's revealed about character creation is staggering. There's over 80 hairstyles, at least for dwarves, plus many more options for creating truly unique characters. I'm probably not the only Inquisition player who spent the first 2 hours in character creation. Thank God that opening sequence didn't happen in real time or the game would have been over before it started. I have a feeling that I'm going to need a few more hours for my first Veilguard character. Over at Outside Xbox, two major game differences they highlighted are that the combat is now real-time, and you don't play as different party members. You can ask your party to use their abilities, however. Also, the Veilguard map is not open world. It is still explorable, though. But as Jane points out, a restricted map is not necessarily a bad thing. Personally, as someone who spent a good 5 to 10 hours in the hinterlands doing fetch quests, I have to agree. With open world games, there's almost an obligation for the developers to fill the map with content to justify its vastness. So by the time I got to the later areas of Inquisition, it felt like the game had run out of unique things to offer. Since we're talking about these two changes, one other game I can think of that has real-time combat and is not open world is Final Fantasy XVI. And I remember that when it was released, longtime FF fans were apprehensive because it was so different from previous games in the franchise. But you know what? I loved it. Okay, I did love the ending, but I loved the game. I loved the arcadey feel of the combat. I loved how streamlined the story was. I loved that I wasn't drowning in side quests. And if Veilguard breaks the tradition of what Dragon Age players expect the game to be, maybe that's a good thing. Jackdaw notes in a Veilguard video that Rook is a mirror of Solus and represents the parts of Solus that he likes least. Given that Illuvian mirrors feature so strongly in Dragon Age, I wonder how the connection between Rook and Solus will play out, since we already know that Solus is a master manipulator who believes that the end justifies the means. Another question on my mind is, where is Dorian Pavus? Where is my favorite Tevinter mage with a mustache? We know that at the end of Trespasser, he returns to Tevinter, and since the opening act of Veilguard is set in Minrathous, I was sort of expecting him to make an appearance, but so far hasn't yet. Also, is Varric going to forgive Solus for wrecking Bianca? Dragon Age The Veilguard will be unleashed on October 31, 2024. I'm excited for this new chapter of the Dragon Age story to finally unfold.